When Michael Jackson and John Landis came up with the idea for a video for the biggest-selling album of all time, Thriller, the response they got from Michael's record company was not what you'd expect.
Nobody wanted it.
Call Walter Yetnikoff, he literally said, "Go fuck yourself."
The record company didn't want it.
Everybody flat out refused to make the video.
The record company would not give us the money.
Michael's record company figured Thriller had reached its peak. It was by now the biggest-selling album of all time. It had 6 top 10 singles and 2 of the greatest videos of all time.
It was no longer number 1. It was now like number 6. And so the record company thought, geez, this is the most successful record of all time. It's going down. We're not going to spend any more money.
You know, I feel like I've just begun. You know, I feel like I've just begun. You know, I feel like I've just begun. Just begun. Just begun.
So Mike said, well, I'll put up the money.
So I did a budget.
I said, Mike, it'd be about $500,000.
At the time, the most expensive video ever made cost $35,000. For Thriller, it would cost Michael an unjustifiable $500,000 of his own money. So Michael and John hit upon a plan. They would film the video, and then film themselves filming the video, and then sell the video, along with the video of themselves filming the video, as a 1-hour feature to the TV stations.
There was no business plan. The only one who knew was Mike.
After watching the movie, American Werewolf in London, Michael Jackson first contacted director John Landis about an idea he had for a video for the song Thriller.
He called me, "Can we do something where I turn into a monster?" And I said, well, I'll be back in LA in 2 or 3 weeks and I'll come visit you. So I did. And I discovered he really just wanted to turn into a monster. That was his desire.
Not wanting to make a typical pop video, Landis gave Michael the idea of making a 12-minute theatrical short, which would play in movie theaters before the main film. Michael loved the idea, and now that they had a way of financing the project, they were left with a big problem. How do you turn a 3-minute pop song into a 12-minute theatrical short?
I asked Quincy Jones and the engineer Bruce Swideen if I could have the original tracks. I asked them, can I have the original tracks? Yeah, and they said no. I told Michael, I said, Mike, I have to have the original tracks. So this is true. So Michael Jackson and George Folsey, the producer, and 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we pulled up, and we got out with big suitcases. And we walked through the lobby, and there's a security guy, and Michael says, hello! And he says, hello. And we go in the back, and we went into the vaults, and we took the reels, and walked back out through the lobby. Hello, come on. Put them in the car. We borrowed them. And we drove over the hill into Hollywood, and we copied them. And we went back to the studio and walked back in and put them back. And you know that Quincy Jones and Bruce never said a fucking thing. They never, how could they not notice?
Dijeron nada. ¿Cómo puede ser que no se hayan dado cuenta?
And about 2 years ago,
Hace 2 años,
at Beverly Hills, I'm in a restaurant, and there was Quincy.
estaba Quincy Jones en un restaurante
I went over
de
and said,
Beverly
hey,
Hills.
Quincy, and he said, hey, John.
Lo saludé.
And then he said, by the way, you think I didn't fucking notice?
It really created the home video business. It made MTV. It tripled the sales of the record. It had this gigantic financial and cultural impact. It was a total shock to me, and it was nobody's good idea. It was Michael wanting to turn into a monster.